All right, so you know what time it is. It's rapid reactions. A whole lot of topics, a little bit of time. Jay, the floor is yours.
All right, Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback and former Ohio State Heisman finalist Dwayne Haskins died Saturday morning after being struck by a dump truck while walking on a South Florida highway. Truly a tragedy. Drink. What are your thoughts on his life?
Man, he was only 24 years old, man. Like, how much life have you lived by 24? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. He's a public figure. I get all that. But at the end of the day, this was a very, very young man. And to keep in mind, I don't know why exactly he was walking on the highway, but I do know he was preparing to, get ready for the upcoming season. He was in training, and it's just unfortunate, man. It's very unfortunate that a 24-year-old guy, get killed in that manner. That the fact that he died that young is unfortunate without actually getting to experience life. You know what I'm saying? Like so much more he could have got to do. Personally, his family, like it's just unfortunate, man. You just hate to see. I hate to see people die in general, even though I know we all gonna do that at one time, at one period of time or another. But to see this young man die at such a young age and not get to fully fulfill his life and what things he wanted to do, it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. The Philadelphia 76ers will be without guard Matisse Thybulle for road games against the Toronto Raptors because he is not fully vaccinated. Jay, I would love to hear your thoughts on this.
Yeah. Matisse Thybulle can't play a basketball game in Canada because he didn't want to take your medicine, but Daniel Snyder's still on the football team. So yeah, that's what we have. last week, Clemson's Dabo Sweeney said he thinks there's going to be a complete blow up within the sport of college football. Drink, what was he talking about?
So he was just comparing the have-nots to the knots. Now we're gonna start calling them halves to the super knots because basically his thing was this: with these new things that's getting implemented in college football, NIL, transfer portal, it makes the teams that was already struggling to keep up with the Power Five teams struggle even more. Because now, what you're doing now is for the talent that they do have in the group of fives and the conferences lower than that, they're just like going to the transfer portal, going to the team that's going to pay me more. Bar none, boom, I'm out. So Dabo is saying pretty much this is gonna wreck football. Like he's not necessarily saying Clemson's gonna be wrecked for it, but he's saying Alabama problems are gonna be different from Middle Tennessee problems. Alabama gonna need a O lineman. Hey man, you wanna come play at Alabama? We got such and such for you. You good? Come on in. Boom. And Middle Tennessee gonna be like, hey man, you wanna play for Middle Tennessee? Who? Yeah, we are. So that's in a nutshell. That is what I was getting out of his comment, and I think he's right. I do think with NIL and with transfer portal, and college football is about to become a very unique place. It's about to get a little different out there on the college playing field. So I do agree with Dabo on that. MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred give every major leaguer a pair of Bose headphones on opening day as some sort of peace offering after the 99-day lockout. What do you think of this, Jay?
At first I was thinking like, oh, that's kind of nice, new pair of headphones. That's great. And then I remembered like my minimum wage isn't like 600 or 700 grand or whatever it is. Like if you get these headphones and like even if you make minimum wage, you're like, oh well, you're kind of cheap, aren't you? We got inflation and such. This is all you could do. Like, what is this? So I don't know. It's kind of cool, but then again, like if I was making perhaps $1 million playing a game of baseball, like, I'd be like, well, I could buy like 10 of these and it still wouldn't hurt. So anyway, last week, Alabama football coach Nick Saban announced wide receiver Ajayi Hall had been suspended for a violation of team rules. Drink, what can you tell us about this?
Well, no, he's not on the team at all. He entered the transfer portal, so he'll be playing for somebody else in the upcoming season. But here's the deal, man. Listen, Coach Saban always tell these players, man, playing at Alabama is not for everybody. It's a standard. It's things you have to do. As much as people think coming to Alabama is all about playing football, listen. Coach Saban is very interested in your education. He's very interested in you being an upstanding person. He's very interested in you building yourself as a brand. And some players can't handle that, man. Like AJ Hall, like, good player, very talented receiver. Could we have used him? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, you're not bigger than the organization. You're not bigger than the process. And if you want to be an individual, hey, there go the transfer portal. And I would say this. Coach Saban say this all the time. Good players don't leave Alabama. Good players come to Alabama, but they don't leave Alabama. So take that as what it's worth, but you have to do what you're supposed to do. That's just the bottom line. The Ravens have re-signed veteran defensive end Calais Campbell for 2 years, $12.5 million. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs up, veteran guy who's still productive even at the age of 35, and yeah, I think that's a pretty decent price, and he can still play for him and be a big help in that 3-4. Sacramento Kings will not bring back interim coach Alvin Gentry after 30-52 season, and they'll begin looking for their new coach immediately. They're expected to consider Kenny Atkinson, Steve Clifford, Mark Jackson, and Bucks assistants Charles Lee and Darvin Ham. Is any one of these fellas the one to end the Kings streak of 16 straight seasons without making the playoffs?
Ooh. The only one I'm kind of itching at is maybe Mark Jackson, because the reason I say Mark Jackson is because I done seen Mark Jackson take young players and develop them, and I mean he ended up getting fired and getting replaced by Steve Kerr by the time we really seen what Steph and Draymond and Clay, what they Harrison Barnes and all them, what they was like becoming. I done see him do that, and it's kind of, in my opinion, that's what you're gonna need for this King. This Kings team ain't ever gonna have like some veteran-laden team where we just like, oh, the days of Vlade Divac and Chris Webber and Peja Stojakovic and all them, that's gone. They're gonna be babies for the foreseeable future, and I think, listen, Mark Jackson has shown that he can develop babies. So I'm gonna go with him for as of now, but we'll see how this pan out. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Mark Jackson. Last night, San Diego Padres closer Taylor Rogers got the save against the San Francisco Giants, and hung the loss on his twin brother. Pretty cool story, right, Jay?
Yeah, it's the first example of twin brothers pitching against each other in baseball history, and even cooler that two of them were involved in the decision. Yeah, pretty cool indeed. Dallas Mavericks superstar point guard Luka Doncic sustained a left calf strain during Monday night's regular season finale, and he's uncertain for Game 1 against the Utah Jazz on Saturday. Can the Mavs afford to have Doncic miss any games if they're to win their first round series?
Against Utah, yeah. But look, I'm gonna tell you, man. Hey, Luka's starting to raise my eyebrow on these injuries. Hey, you're a relatively young guy. Yo, you sure do be kind of hurt a lot. I don't know, man. He got to get together with them injuries. Either way, to answer your question, you would like for them not to have Luka, but I think for the Utah Jazz, man, Spencer Dinwiddie might get them enough offense with the other guys to hold the fort down until he come back if he only missed one game. Last one, former NFL MVP and current free agent quarterback Cam Newton is under fire for comments he made on his latest podcast, including complaining about women who can't cook and don't know when to be quiet. Jay, sound a little spicy, but what do you make of these comments?
Drake, you know and I know that those type of women exist. And also Daniel Snyder owns an NFL team. Anyway, that concludes tonight's Drink of Wisdom. As always, like, listen, share, subscribe, and thank you for joining us. And God willing, we'll see you next time.
And I'm Nathan Drinker, and remember, make tomorrow better than today and make today better than yesterday. And you know what we gonna do. We gonna holler at you until next time, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a Drink of Wisdom.